Welcome to Yoga Fix 2, Day 2. We are going to be focusing on our quads and a little bit on the hammies, the hamstrings, but mostly on the quadriceps, quintessential quads, because they hardly get any attention at all when we practice yoga. Just in our day-to-day life, they hardly get any stretching. A lot of contracting, a lot of strengthening, but hardly any stretching, and they need that extra love. We will feel it as we move into it in our practice today. So a few things you're going to need, pretty much everything plus a little extra. So you might need a strap. Have it nearby. You might need 2 blocks. Have those nearby. And you will almost definitely need some kind of a pillow. So fairly thin. You don't want it too thick, but you do want that extra padding for your knee, because when we stretch our quads, we tend to place pressure on the knee. Okay. So welcome everyone. We're just going to get right into it today. We're going to start with a low lunge. So you're going to make your way onto your hands and onto your knees. And you're going to take your right foot and bring it forward. Your legs are about 5 or so feet apart. And I highly encourage you to fold over the left side of your mat and give that left knee a little extra padding here. So from here, this is where you might need that pillow. Even with the extra padding. I'm using it. You can start with just the extra padding and that might be all you need. And then if you realize, hey, I need a pillow, then you'll slide the pillow under your knee. So always make adjustments as you need to. So low lunge, this is also a place where we might want to use our blocks. I like them as high as they go. You find your own height. Recommend that they are pretty much right below your shoulders, approximately, maybe a little forward, but not too much. And that your hands rest flat. You're not gripping the blocks, which is going to draw tension up the arm and into the shoulders and into the neck. So hands are flat, resting on the blocks, and we're really dropping into our hips here so we can open up our left quadricep, our left thigh, our left psoas. Breathe. Stay here for a few rounds of breath. Breathing in. You can even move a little side to side if that feels good. Breathing out. The face relax. Let your mind relax. Let your shoulders relax. Say hello to your legs. I even feel this in my right leg. But definitely saying hello to your left thigh, quads, psoas. And feel free to not use the blocks. Have your fingers either side of your foot kind of melt along the right leg. That's an option. You also have the option of continuing to drop down into the hips but lifting your heart. For a lot of us, for me, this compresses my lower back. So I would either use the blocks or I would melt forward. And even melting forward, you can use the blocks. 2 more breaths. Planting hands onto the blocks. If you're using them, you'll slowly lift yourself up. Just going to shift gently back toward that left leg. Slide the right leg next to it. And just notice how you feel. We'll simply switch sides. So taking your left foot Helping it along, bringing it forward, legs about 4 or 5 feet apart. And finding that lunge here. Dropping into the hips, breathing into your right thigh, psoas, quadriceps. Shoulders relaxed, face relaxed. If you're using blocks, hands are just resting on them. So you're not using your hands. Instead, the blocks are holding you. Breathe. You have the option of melting forward or of lifting up. If you melt forward, let your head go. You can close your eyes. If you melt forward, you might begin to feel it on your left quadricep as well. Two more breaths. So what we're going to do here, since we're here, is really get into that right quad. And this is actually where your pillow can be super duper handy. And I'm definitely using mine. So pillow underneath the right knee. Blocks nearby. Some of us are going to use a strap. So what I recommend you do is take your strap, and actually let me show you where we're going so you know. We're going to come up, you're going to bend that right leg, and you're going to hold onto the right foot. Woohoo! Wobbly. So for some of us, this is just not going to happen. Like, no freaking way, lady, I don't think so. So that's where that strap really comes in handy. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward getting into it, a little bit twister-ish, but you can do it. You're going to take the strap, have it underneath the top of your right foot, just maneuvering your way there, and then you're going to use it to lift up. And again, that you'll see me, whoop, whoop, turbulence, normal. Don't worry about it. Most of you are going to experience varying levels of turbulence. All right, so you're going to have your left hand on your left thigh. You can have your hands on a block or fingertips on a block. Breathing into that right quad. You might even heel toe your left foot over to the left side of your mat and have your left arm on the inside of your left leg. These are options. That's all they are. Even with the pillow, try to shift the weight out of your patella, out of your knee, and into the top of your quad. Breathe. You can have both hands on the foot or on the strap. I'm laughing at myself. Or one hand. Find a focus point for your gaze as you make your way into your expression of the pose. So focusing the mind. Breathing in. Breathing out. And as you find your expression of the pose, I actually recommend some dynamic opposition here. So pressing the foot either into the strap or into your hand, and then pulling the foot toward your butt with your hand or with the strap. So your foot and your strap or hand are playing a little bit of tug of war with each other. And that dynamic opposition is going to really deepen the stretch. You'll feel it. Spicy. Woohoo! Again, shifting the weight toward the front of the quads and out of the knee, out of the patella. One more breath. Very slowly and gently, let it go. Come forward. Find a movement that feels good to you. Your body will just naturally tell you what it wants to do. And we're going to switch sides. So sliding the left leg next to the right and taking time as you transition. Bringing your toys over to the other side. Releasing your mat if you folded it. Hands and knees. Breathe. You might want to come into either child or down dog. So child's pose, balasana, or downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Just noticing how you feel. Whether you're in child or dog, simply breathing into your body. You can find movement if that feels good. If you're in dog, you might shift to your left foot. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip, a little fire hydrant. And then begin to bring your right foot forward. So you might do that from down dog, or you might come onto your hands and knees and step the right foot forward like we did a few moments ago when we came into our low lunges. So low lunge again. This time we're getting into the left quadricep muscles. Right knee above ankle. I highly encourage you to use a pillow. Left knee gently touches down. Making adjustments as you go. Most of us are going to use that strap. So take your time. Strap is like your personal lasso here. You're lassoing your left leg, your left quad. Maybe you'll do it more gracefully than I did. Maybe not. Whatever. So bending that left knee. Woo! Getting into that left quadriceps. Yummy. Can always fall. You can always adjust where the strap is on the top of your foot. You can have both hands or one hand on the strap. You can have both hands or one hand on the foot. Again, shift out of your patella, out of your knee. A lot of us tend to do that because it actually makes the stretch less. And so we bring the weight toward the knee, but that's going to make your knee very upset. So shift the weight toward the front of your quadriceps. This will be a lot more intense and it will be a lot safer. We never want to mess with our knee joints. Breathe, breathe. You can take a block, use it. Have your left hand, left fingertips on the block inside of your right foot. You might walk that right foot out a little. You might have your foot a little externally rotated or internally rotated. Play with it. Explore it. Oh my God. I am really trying hard not to curse here, guys. This is very, very intense for me. Breathe, breathe, breathe. As you find your variation of the pose, find a focus point. So this is where our meditative practice comes in. Centering our mind, breathing into our body. Keeping the weight out of your knee. Maybe noticing that one side is spicier than the other. So good for us. So good. One more deep breath. And very slowly, as you're ready, letting it go. Whoo! And just doing whatever your body is asking for right now. Anything at all. It's important that we take time to listen to our bodies. And find our own organic yoga practice. As you're ready, you'll gently shift back toward the left leg, sliding the right leg next to it. Releasing your pillow, your mat if it was folded. Wide-legged child. Tips of the big toes kiss, knees about mat width. Forearms and forehead on the earth. Breathe here. Letting go. From here, you're going to gently slither forward, being mindful of those knee joints coming onto your belly. Starting with Sphinx, forearms about shoulder width and parallel. You might want to wiggle your hips a little, really nice for the sacroiliac, lower back, if it feels good. Try to lift your abdominals just a little bit, your pelvic floor, so you're not compressing the lower back. And then bending that right leg, staying here, you'll get a quad stretch right here. Gentler quad stretch. Awesome. Or coming onto your left forearm, so your left fingers are facing the side of your mat and holding onto your right foot with your right hand. And it doesn't matter where, maybe you're here, as long as your back is okay, be mindful of that back. So continuing to draw the tailbone down toward the back of the mat and lifting the abdominals up a little to support the back. So here, awesome, here, you can even use a strap, or you might turn your hand around, fingers are facing the ankle, hand is on the top of the foot, and elbow pointing toward the sky. It doesn't matter to me what you do, I can't see you. But it matters to your body. So listen to your body, finding a safe amount of intensity. Also being mindful of what's going on in other areas like the lower back or the right shoulder. Stay with that breath wherever you are. And nice and gently release. Come back to center. Breathe. And if it supports you, you'll do the other side. Bending your left leg, being mindful this side will be different. Turning your right arm around, so forearm is parallel to your chest. Fingers face the side of the mat. And placing left hand by that left foot. Again, you can use a strap here. Wiggle your way into that. And just listening to your body. Listening to your lower back, drawing that tailbone toward the back of the mat, lifting the abdominals a little. At the same time, you're trying to breathe. Maybe just breathing into the upper chest, upper lungs. And in comparison to the quad stretches we just did, these might feel pretty easy. Also, your quads are a lot more open than they were before. So good. Be mindful of your left shoulder as well. And slowly release. Place one arm on top of the other or one hand on top of the other. Make a little pillow for your forehead. You can wiggle your hips side to side. Hopefully it feels amazing. Doing this, doing whatever your body is asking for. You might windshield wiper the legs, bending the knees, and moving the legs side to side. If that feels good, this might aggravate your lower back. So if it doesn't feel good, let it go. Placing hands below those shoulders, gently lift yourself up and either melt back into child or find dog, or both. Hey, why not? You might first come into child and either stay in child or transition into dog. If you come into dog, you might shift into the right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog, getting into the right hamstring muscles. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, a little bit of fire hydrant. And then placing that left foot back down. Coming back down to the hands, coming back down to the knees. And this time you're going to shift over to your butt. Extend your legs for Paschimottanasana, so forward bend here. Lots of different ways you can do it. If your hamstrings are feeling particularly tight and grumpy, honor that, respect that, and just have your fingers behind you and just extend through the legs and flex the toes, and you will stretch out the hamstrings. If you have a wall nearby, you can sit against it and just stretch out your hamstrings. Stretch out your legs. You might have your knees bent. That's fine. You can also use your pillow or use your block and sit on it. Sometimes that helps. You might take your strap, place it around the balls of your feet, and use the strap, lengthening the spine. This feels particularly juicy to me. You might have your hands on your feet, keeping your spine long, whatever you do. So you'll notice the difference. If you don't have a mirror nearby and you can't see yourself, that's okay. This is where proprioception comes in. You can feel your body in space. So you know what it feels like when you're rounding and compressing your back. There's an energetic feeling to it. It feels like Eeyore. It just feels grumpy. There's also a muscular feeling to it, right? So, and a skeletal feeling to it, that you feel that compression. When you're lengthening and lifting up, you feel happy. Maybe not quite as crazy as Tigger, but happy, a little more pooish. And your spine is long and your muscles are happy. So you feel that alignment in your musculoskeletal body as well. So I actually think it's great if you don't have a mirror, because we want to learn how to pay attention to what our body is feeling energetically and physically, and make adjustments with those feelings being our guides. That proprioception, that intuition is very powerful. It's much more important than what you look like. You can close your eyes here. Little bit of hamstring love after all that quadricep opening. And gradually coming out. Just noticing how you feel. Ah. Another great place to use a pillow. Find a seat. Any old seat will do. Knees can be up. Relax the arms. A little bit of shoulder rolls. Inhaling the shoulders up. Exhale them down. Breathe. The next time those shoulders roll back and down, clasp the fingers behind you. Squeeze out the shoulder blades. One sweet breath. And then release your hands. Inhale, reach those arms up. Palms touch. Exhale the hands to the heart. Coming home. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Take good care of yourself throughout the rest of your day. Namaste.